Hello, everyone, and welcome to this instalment of Burridge and Tom Rambling On. My name is Tom, and as always, I am joined by my good friend Burridge.
Yes, hello, that is me. I hope you're all having an energetic day. I'm running out of these. I'm so sorry. Let's have a look at our topics today, shall we?
I'm surprised the English language has this many positive words. We're not a very positive people all around.
Well, yeah.
Yes. In this episode, we will be doing things a little bit differently.
Yes, in the time between this episode and the last episode we recorded, we have had a few major events that we want to give some coverage to. So we have the Summer Games Fest.
And Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. Let's dive right into the juiciest announcements from the Summer Games Fest, shall we?
Yes.
It's not formatted like that. There is not juicy announcements. It is just a list. Prepare yourselves.
I feel like I need to edit in the badoom sound they kept doing for the Xbox sound. Just, Mom, can we get an E3? No. We have E3 at home.
The E3 at home. The Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. The Summer Games Fest is this year's premier event for the games industry, given the cancellation of E3.
Rest in peace, E3. You just sort of missed. It's cheaper for all the companies, though. Bethesda hasn't had to bribe everyone with an open bar this year.
True.
Which is a shame, because I really wanted to get press passes and go to Bethesda's open bar one year. Mainly for the free alcohol.
Of course.
Apparently they had, Nuka-Cola Quantum Vodka or something there a couple of years back.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like a cocktail they had custom made, but yeah. Speaking of Bethesda.
Ah, yes, the Xbox/Bethesda showcase, where there was a lot more Xbox and not so much Bethesda, if I'm honest.
We did cover a couple of weeks back. The two major Bethesda titles that are coming out anytime soon have been delayed till next year, so...
Yeah,
Isn't this first one of the Bethesda ones anyway? Yeah, it is Redfall.
Well, it's Arcane.
It's one of the ones that Bethesda are publishing.
I believe Bethesda probably are publishing it because they published the likes of what was the assassin-y game Arcane made? Dishonored. Dishonored 1 and 2.
Dishonored. Dishonored.
Assassin's Creed.
Look, it's an assassin-style game, isn't it? Makes sense.
Yeah, so this looks like a vampire killing murder spree, but it's like Left 4 Dead style.
But with vampires.
Kind of like, I don't know, it felt like a weak opening. Because it's like, are you just trying to piggyback off of the success of what was it, Back 4 Blood or whatever it was, which was like the Left 4 Dead successor, spiritual successor. Feels kind of like that, but then again, they would have been developing it in time ago. So I mean, maybe not, but just feels weird to be getting another one.
There's some absolute shovelware out there. It could have started development last week. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. It looked okay, I guess, but I don't know if I'll play. I haven't even played Back 4 Blood yet. But just, I don't know. I think I'm
not even played Left 4 Dead, so.
Oh, you haven't? Oh man, you missed out. Left 4 Dead was great. I mean, it still is, I guess, but maybe I'll have to take you through Left 4 Dead at some point. That could be
okay. We could do a stream.
That could be a fun stream
at some point when we remember what streaming is.
True, we haven't streamed in a minute.
It's been a while.
We've been busy, okay?
What's happened?
A lot is happening. We're busy. We'll get back to it, we swear. Then you had Hollow Knight, Silk Song, is that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the second one of the series, and that's all I know about it. I know nothing about Hollow Knight. All I know is I can recognise the geezer.
Yep.
And that's it. Although I do like the look of the art style. It does look quite cutesy.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
It looks quite nice. That's all I have to say on that.
High on Life looked kind of fun, actually.
I looked at it and I could immediately tell without even reading the description that was written by the people who wrote Rick and Morty. And I'm not a fan of Rick and Morty, so I'm just like...
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of it, for sure. But I don't know, the game looked kind of silly and fun. Like, the guns that had their own personalities and...
Yeah, the thing is, I find that so annoying being constantly chatted back to by my gun. I'd want to shoot my gun. That's how bad it would get.
I don't know. There's just something really funny to me about that. Like, I've highlighted it. It's not like on top of my list, but you know, when it's on Games Pass and I'm paying for Games Pass Ultimate anyway, I'm not like paying any extra to play it. So
yeah, fair.
A Plague Tale Requiem. Yeah, looks alright.
Actually, I will say that was another one that I might play when it comes out, especially seems as Game Pass, you know, free.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not free, £12 a month, but I've not highlighted it. I've changed the colour of the text. Sorry, I'll just highlight just for context. I'm highlighting games that I think that looks nifty. I'll play that, but I just changed it to bright yellow and couldn't read it anymore. But yeah, it looks quite interesting. The trailer looked particularly well polished. Yeah. That's about all I know about it. There's something to do with plagues.
Oh, also, boy.
I'm fed up of Requiem being used as like a sequel word.
Yeah.
But there's so many like games. There's a cliche in like young adult fiction at the moment, and it's like the title goes a something of something. Like there's one of the books that my sister reads is A Court of Thorn and Roses, and I was like, that just straight up conforms to that stereotype. But if you look at Amazon, there's so many with the same like title. Requiem is the video game equivalent of that.
To be fair, I'm just surprised that the Matrix didn't like call their fourth one Requiem.
Yeah,
Matrix 4 Requiem because Requiem.
Requiem. But it's like so many games when they get to the point of having so many sequels, they start using random words. Like look at Assassin's Creed, they put in Odyssey. That kind of makes sense. It's set in the Odyssey, but you just start adding nonsense words when the numbers get too big. It's like how Call of Duty has so many franchises because after the number 3, it was like, this is too many numbers. Yeah. This is higher than our players can count. We got to start adding series. So now they've got like Black Ops 4, they're going to have to like make another spin-off series because 4 is the highest number. At least they're doing better than Valve, though.
True, but speaking of series that now have a high number, Forza Motorsport 8.
Forza Motorsport 8.
Look, so much day and night cycle in that trailer. It was just like, look at us, change the time of the track, and it's like, wow, you changed the night and day cycle.
It's like Formula 1, you got to have the night races.
Just, I don't know, it did not sell me. This game did not.
The first Forza game I ever played was Forza Motorsport 3, so it's going to be a massive install, though. Can I really be bothered to install it on my PC to play?
And when a data hoarder says that, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's just... Well, the thing is, it's like Ark, the game, is free to claim on Steam up to today because they announced the sequel. And I claimed it, and I was like, it's 120 gig. Can I really be bothered to download all this?
Well, so you claimed it, but you get it for free on Games Pass anyway.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's all unified on Steam. I know everything is. Okay, I've looked at the Formula 1 standings now. I'm not happy. Cool. Anyway, it was an interesting quality, but yeah, I might play. It's going to be a big install. Forza Motorsport 7 was 80 gig, maybe. Actually, it might have been less. Hold on. Is it still on Game Pass?
I would assume so.
Why am I asking you? You don't know anything.
Oh, wow.
Ha! Got him. I've got an advert for the Forza Horizon 5 thing.
Yeah, we're not too far away from that on the list. So.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. Forza Motorsport 8. Motorsport. Okay, so they don't have any of the Forza Motorsport games on Game Pass anymore.
That's interesting.
But yeah, it was a big install, and it was like, yeah. To be honest, I prefer the freedom of Horizon.
Yeah, I just like the chaos. I just like the chaos of Horizon. It's just fun.
If I want to track based racing, I play Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's true. Well, here's another one you've highlighted.
Yeah, I do want to play this, even though I still have like 100 gig to download of Flight Sim. Legit, I installed the game, it was 100 gig, and now it needs to do a patch, so it needs to go back through all that 100 gig and reinstall a bunch of stuff, and it's actually, I can leave my PC doing that tomorrow. I might do that. Then I'll get to fly the Pelican. For the 40th anniversary of Microsoft Flight Simulator, it has been around quite a long time. the Pelican from the Halo series is coming to Flight Sim, and I know apparently you can fly in space with it as well.
Oh, okay.
Which technically is flight at that point, but not in the standard aerodynamic sense of flight that planes fly, but whatever. It looks fun. I want to do it. Moving on. Next game.
Yes. So Overwatch 2. They are releasing as beta/early access in October, I think. I think they said. That it's going to be free to play for the PvP mode, at least, as far as I'm aware. Although, saying that, they've not really spoken about the PvE side of it, have they, for a long time?
No.
Something tells me they've just given up on that idea. I wonder why. And they're getting rid of loot boxes, but replacing loot boxes with a battle pass, which, I'm going to be honest, whatever.
Disappointing.
Like, whatever.
I spent all that on loot boxes for Overwatch 1. I want to be able to do it again. That was the funnest part of the game.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll probably play it. It's free to play. It's not like I'm spending more money on it. I'll just update and carry on. And
still need to get my Hanzo skins.
And try, I want to try out what the 5v5 is like with the one tank and the new abilities, and how does that change the game? Does it make it a bit more fun? Does it make it a bit more quick? Because the problem with Overwatch 1, as it stands, apart from the toxicity, is how slow some matches can be.
What's the longest match we've done? Was it like 45 minutes?
We did like a 45-minute round, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Because we went into overtime every time.
It was Volskaya. It was Volskaya.
Oh, Volskaya. Oh, God, that was such a...
And that's the thing, right? I'm hoping they fix that sort of, I just hope
they fix the game by deleting Volskaya.
I mean, if they just delete 2CP, best game ever, right? And they've also announced another new hero, Junker Queen, which we, I guess, have assumed for a long time that she was going to become one of the playable heroes, because, when they released Junkertown, she was, featured quite heavily, by voice, anyway.
Not gonna lie, the first image I see the blue hair, and I immediately think, that's Jinx from League. Oh, no, they're going to make Overwatch and League into one game, and it's going to be the worst thing in existence.
Oh, God.
The world is not ready. No, legit. That I feel like that is the exact Jinx shade of hair. That and the stance and some of the artwork. But I don't know. I might play it.
I think I will play it just because I'm not spending more money on it anyway. If I had to pay for it, I would not. But because I don't have to pay more money to install and play it, I'll at the very least give it a try and see how different it is to the first version, like version 1, and see how it is. But moving on from that one, I guess. Ara History Untold, turn-based strategy. I'm kind of into it, but I didn't. There wasn't enough there for me yet to really.
It's Scuffed's Civ in it. Pretty much.
Well,
kinda.
Yeah, I guess
it's similar in style.
Actually, is it turn-based or is it real-time? I thought it was real-time.
Hold on, let me find.
I thought it was an RTS.
Xbox Showcase thingamajigs.
Oh no, it is turn-based. I'm so sorry. Yes.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I think a lot of what I've got written here is straight up just copied from the Games Radar right up of it, because it was so late at night and I was like, I need to get this done.
And then, of course, the next one, it's Fallout's 25th anniversary, right? So, we want to do something special for it. Nah.
No.
Just give you an update to Fallout 76, which, in my opinion, doesn't even look that good. Just looks kind of like the same as what they've already sort of done with everything.
Yeah, it's literally just, oh, look, there's things happening. Woo!
I admit, though, Fallout trailers are always good with the trailers, like the music, like you said.
The score is so good. There's, I don't normally like listening to really old music, but that set to the visuals they have for any Fallout trailer is just chef's kiss.
It fits, doesn't it? It just fits so well.
Everyone in the world now knows I don't want to set the world. Copyright.
Yeah.
they know that because of Fallout 4 trailers.
Yeah.
But it's such, so good. And that's the type of music you want to listen to when traveling the wasteland.
Of course.
I'm also disappointed, Bethesda, that, you won't start work on, the Fallout 5 won't come until after the next Elder Scrolls, which is never coming out at the going rate, so...
Well, they announced... Well, speaking of that, they said back in... What was it? When did they show that, teaser? The Elder Scrolls 6? Wasn't it 2018?
The splash page?
Yeah. Wasn't it 2018's E3?
Yes. Yeah, because in Killian's video he did on it, he said they announced that Elder Scrolls 6 started development the day after the showcase.
Yeah, well, here's the fun thing. They did sort of announce during this set of trailers and whatnot. They didn't announce it on the show, but they did sort of talk about it afterwards with Todd Howard. He said that it was in pre-production. They showed that splash page 4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Just writing the title of what you're working on the whiteboard is still classed as pre-production, so...
Well...
Cheers, Todd.
But either way, that means it's been in pre-production for 4 years. Now,
not a single line of code has been written yet.
I feel like
game art has been drawn.
That to me is just don't do that, because you've given people, so they shouldn't have bothered. They should have just, maybe they could have done a bit here where they've gone, right, now Starfield's nearly ready. We are now starting work on Elder Scrolls 6, but we obviously have nothing to show you yet because we've only just started. But no, 4 years ago, they decided, let's just show a splash page, I guess.
Yeah. It's going to be so long for it to come out.
I'm going to be nearly dead.
But to be fair, at the going rate of climate change, we could all be very dead by the time it's, they've started writing code for it.
They might as well just play... They might as well just start Fallout 5 first, because at least then it'll be real-life events by the point they get to it.
Yeah. To be honest, I fully expect that Elder Scrolls 5 will end up being Skyrim ported to the Smart Toaster.
Well, funny you said that, because Elder Scrolls 5 is Skyrim.
You know what I mean, Elder Scrolls 6. I was thinking Fallout numbers. See, really, we should get Fallout 5 first, so then they're on a balanced footing. There's been just as many titles of each. But I'm biased because I prefer Fallout. Anyway, on the topic of fives...
Fallout Horizon...
This is going so well.
Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels!
Hot Wheels is back, baby.
Yeah.
You remember the entertainment you could get from playing Forza Horizon 3, Hot Wheels DLC, throwing your car around that map. It was some of the best fun I've had with Hot Wheels in a decade and a half. And it's coming back. Some people are a bit like, well... They're just recycling the old content, but to be honest, let's not lie, the Lego DLC for 4 was kind of lackluster. I didn't bother to play it, really. I played more of Treasure Island, or Fortune Island, or whatever it's called, than Lego, and I cannot wait. I'm going to have to buy the DLC, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is less poggers. I have to pay for things.
Yeah,
But... It does say there's currently 20% off premium add-on bundles on the thing, on Game Pass app thing. I forgot how to word again. Actually, it's only 13.5 quid. That's actually not terrible. What does that include? That includes the car pass, the welcome pack, VIP, which I already have. And expansion 2 when it comes out. So actually, overall, the 32 quid for all the expansions is a pretty good deal. This is not financial advice. Don't spend all your money on Forza. Spend it all on Overwatch loot boxes while you still can.
And now, of course, Arc 2, which is delayed till next year. Poor old Vin Diesel.
What even is Ark? It's got dinosaurs on it.
It's like dinosaur. It's like Rust, but with dinosaurs.
Oh boy,
that's basically.
So instead of racist kids screaming at you,
it's racist kids screaming at you while riding dinosaurs at you.
Oh, sick! Where do I start?
Because, don't get wrong, the concept of the game is great, but I've never been able to find enjoyment of it.
Who didn't mute their alarm?
Not me. That was then. You. Jess is looking very sad in the background now.
Shake my head. This is a call out. You're being called out.
You're being called out.
Yeah, I was reading a Reddit thread earlier. Apparently, Ark with all of its DLCs is like 430 gig.
Yeah,
it is massive. It is a chonker of a game.
That would take up nearly a quarter of my games drive.
That would fill up my entire SD card for my Steam Deck. I'd have like a little bit of wiggle room. I could maybe install 4 or 5 copies of Stardew Valley and that's it. To be fair though, Stardew Valley, good game.
Yeah.
Things that aren't good, maybe.
Scorn.
I don't know. The trailer was weird. Scorn.
Yeah, didn't really sit with me.
I don't remember much of it.
It's the next game I do though. Game. I remember the next game a lot more.
It's a survival horror game. Instead of Scorn, let's talk about a survival horror game that's coming out later this year that I am looking forward to.
Yeah,
it's called Sons of the Forest. No, I was talking about something else. Something that wasn't even announced here. Sons of the Forest. The sequel to The Forest is coming out later this year.
Oh, of course.
We need to play that when it comes out.
We need to get that going. That'll be a series. Yeah,
that'll be good. We
had several seasons before.
We had like
3 or 4 seasons.
3 or 4. We had the unofficial one where we just played a session on Halloween. And I didn't know what the game was, and we built a lift, and then the lift got destroyed by an armsy.
And then there was the
boat incident.
Yeah.
To be fair, we ought to go back and just replay the Forest one last time before we go to the Sons of the Forest, just so we have a more recent idea of what's going on.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Anyway, this game actually looks pretty sick. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. It's kind of magic cross. Almost steampunk in like the weapon theming, I'd say. For some reason, this website doesn't have the trailer, so I can't look at the trailer. I just look at some game art. I want to watch the video website. It is coming to Game Pass in early 2023. Hold on, yeah. So a third-person action-adventure game that sees the player wield supernatural powers to reclaim the world from the sinister undead army. But you run around. You have like a flintlock pistol as well. It looks so good. It actually looks like an enjoyable game. Unlike Minecraft Legends. What is the point? I couldn't figure out what it was from the trailer.
It looks like a tactics.
It's an RTS game. RTS. So it's a real-time strategy where you, and I'm quoting here, players unite the mobs of the overworld to fight the armies from the Nether. There's nothing in the Nether. Even after the Nether update, there's nothing in the Nether.
Yeah.
What are they going to fight? The blue trees? We could have had, like, more things in Minecraft if we didn't have to waste time with this nonsense. That's the thing, like, even, like, I feel like they're trying to do bigger titles to go alongside Minecraft. When even back in the day, the 2 other titles that Mojang had ever made, they were just insignificant compared to Minecraft, and that was always their main focus. What was the other Minecraft type game that came before this?
Minecraft
Story mode.
Yeah, they had dungeons, though. So story mode wasn't made by Mojang.
It was a Telltale game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Rest in peace, Telltale. They're gone. They spent all their money on The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
At a time when The Walking Dead wasn't popular anymore. Smart idea. Buy it cheap. Sink your company.
And also they, were horrible to their employees and did bad things. So,
Yeah, just taking a page out of Activision's book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then there was this one, the Lightyear Frontier. Yeah, that was weird. Like, it was like mech farming.
It's a mech, but it's like a mech that's looked like it's sat on the front, on top of like an American-style international tractor or like a T20 here in the UK. It looked kind of interesting. Obviously, I prefer normal farming sim, but it really reminded me of Astroneer, but more farming focused, less mining focused. Like,
oh yeah, fair point.
The style of it all, but you know, it just looks pretty chill. Might play that. That's all I have to say about it. Gunfire Reborn. It is a game. Yep. It's already out. It's just coming to Game Pass in October. That's all there is to say about it.
The last case of Benedict Cumberbatch. Sorry, Benedict Fox. Whenever I see Benedict, I just think of Benedict Cumberbatch now.
It's apparently a Metroidvania title, narrative set in 1925. Apparently these words might mean something to you. They don't mean anything to me. Yeah, that's all there is to say about that. As Dusk Falls is actually a film that's just interactive, really. It's an interactive drama that has been developed over 8 years.
Okay.
That's a while. It's officially billed to launch next month, though, so I don't know. I might see what it is exactly, but it's probably not my style of game. Especially seems I tend to skip a lot of dialogue in cutscenes. I don't have any idea what's happening by the end of it, and that's fine.
Totally
Next up,
fine.
And a battle royale. They're still here to stay somehow.
Oh yeah, no, I saw this one.
Nakara Blade Point.
Kind of looks interesting though, because it looks like a like action combat style of instead of it just being like Fortnite or
yeah, it's less shooty, more stabby. What was the one that had the 3 different tribes you could, or 3 different nations you could play as? For Honor.
Oh yeah,
it's like For Honor, I'd say, judging from the trailer. But
it looks like a more polished For Honor though.
Oh, that releases on the 23rd.
Oh, fantastic!
That releases on Thursday.
Oh, brilliant! That's my day off.
So, yeah,
amazing.
Oh yeah, apparently it's been out for a while. It's just coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, it's been out in like, I'm assuming it's been out in Asian territories because I've never heard of it until now.
Yeah. Helps if I could spell. Nakara.
In the meantime, there is Pentiment, which
isn't that an Intel processor? No, that's the Pentium.
Oh, I was going to say, did I actually say Pentium?
No, I was messing with you.
This is a problem, people. It's believable I would have done that.
Got him.
Grounded is basically releasing in full because it's currently early access.
Naraka, not Nakara. I'm illiterate. I also can't transcribe properly. I can't edit it because my bloody Chrome's being a knobhead.
Ereban, Shadow Legacy, Ereban, some sort of ninja-style action game. Diablo 4 exists, and it isn't on mobile, so you're welcome.
Well, hey, improvements. We don't talk about the other one.
No. Season 7 of Sea of Thieves.
Wait, hold on, actually.
Ooh.
Sorry, I was just going to highlight Grounded. I do kind of want to play that. It reminds me of a movie that I haven't seen in years called Arthur and the Invisibles.
Okay.
I kind of want to play it.
I mean, it looks like a fun game because it's a co-op-y style of game. So I mean, I'd be up for that maybe at some point. It's more the fact that I didn't think anyone else played it, so I just didn't. It's not a game I want to play on my own, you know.
No, yeah, it could be interesting. We could do a stream, but yeah. Games that you play with more than one people because you can't drive a boat on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can if you get the small one, but
no, that's way too much effort for me. There's like 3 things to control. I'm lost. And navigating.
Yeah, they've announced the ability to like customize your captain's quarters and name your ship and stuff and customize it more. And I'm like, you know what? That's absolutely fine. I would still be happy if they had PvE worlds, so I didn't have to deal with other players, because whatever, I don't really enjoy that aspect of it that much.
It's okay. We can do the Fallout first thing and just charge you for it.
True. But at the same time, I'm not one of those that's going around going, I don't play this game until there's a PvE only aspect, because I get that the game kind of is built around PvP, but at the same time,
we've only really had I've only ever really had a few like negative interactions with other players.
Yes. But it's still a nice feature to have access to, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make my enjoyment in the game any less, really.
Yeah. It would just be improved like a fine wine. If wine had PvE, it'd be so much better. Ravenlock. It's an action-adventure game that sort of seems to be in the style of Alice Through the Looking Glass type nonsense. Like, looking at the art, it's literally Alice Through the Looking Glass. Looking at the art here, they've got the Queen of Hearts, but with like mechanical arms and a rabbit. I think the only thing I find interesting about this game is the development studio, which is called Coco Cucumber.
Oh, yeah!
It's a really cool studio name. I like that.
Very cute name, isn't it?
That's very, very funky. I approve. Cocoon is a game.
Yeah.
It's a puzzle game. That's all I know. That's all I could figure out. The thing is, you look at some of these trailers and it's like, how does this relate in any way to the game?
True.
It's like, what?
I mean, the next one interests me quite a lot. Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Dynasty technically is the correct one, but I prefer Dynasty. So
Dynasty, bruv.
Yeah, no, I'm interested in this one because you know me, I like my Three Kingdoms, like ancient China historical things. So this game, and it looks like some of the characters are straight out of the Three Kingdoms period. I'm pretty sure I saw Lu Bu there, as like at the end of the trailer, the guy on the horse. I'm pretty sure that was just Lu Bu. So and it's by Team Ninja, I think, isn't it? Wolong.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and Team Ninja work with Koei Tecmo, and they made the Dynasty Warrior series, which is based in the Three Kingdoms period. So
right.
I'm pretty sure this is probably just another way of them making another Three Kingdoms period style game while also making it different to the other ones in some way. I'm always interested in another game like that, and so I'll wait and see what it's like. Did they say when that one was coming
out? It has currently sometime in 2023.
Okay, yeah, so it'll be early 2023. But yeah, I'm pretty. It's a Souls-like action game apparently.
Right, okay.
Built on like the back of Neo. Yeah.
Oh, NIO8.
Yeah. But it looks like it's set during the time of the Three Kingdoms with like the Yellow Turban Rebellion and stuff. Oh no, it literally is. I've just read about the game on 184 later Han Dynasty chart. So it's literally starts with the Yellow Turban Rebellion, but they're making it like a dark fantasy chaotic version of that period, which I am perfectly okay with. And I will be playing it, especially if it's on Games Pass, so I don't have to pay it either, because Koei Tecmo are very good at making their games incredibly expensive. Let's see here. Yes, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, which is just a spin-off of Dynasty Warriors 9, which also looks really bad, by the way. $54.99, or I could buy the deluxe version for $89.99, or if I buy all the DLC separately, it's £73.80 for the DLC on its own. So, they're that kind of company.
Yeah, I was sat watching something on TV the other day, and I got one of those like competition ads on there, and it was like, oh, you could win an Xbox Series X console with 2 games. And I was like, wow, 2 games. And I was like, actually, that's like 120 quid's worth at the price of games nowadays. It's gotten so out of hand, the price of games.
Speaking of games, Starfield, and what price will it be at? Oh, who knows, because they might just delay it again before next year. Who knows?
What if Bethesda made No Man's Sky, though?
What if Bethesda... I mean, thinking.
It literally does look like Bethesda's No Man's Sky.
Which is kind of worrying.
Yeah. To be fair, actually, No Man's Sky is decent to play now.
Yes, but that's it's now.
I'm guessing that's why they've said they'll delay it, because they don't want to get whatever the studio that made No Man's Sky gutted.
Hello Games, I think, wasn't it?
Hello Games, that's it. Also, a couple of things from the thing that I haven't put on here. Persona 3, 4, and 5 are coming to Games Pass in October.
Yeah, that annoyed me, because they were like, oh, we've got a big RPG coming, and it was like, oh, great, it'll be like a new RPG, that'd be great. And it's like, no, it's just Persona. Oh, okay.
It's just Persona again, Lamau.
Okay.
And Hideo Kojima has a as yet untitled game coming.
It'll be I'm sorry.
So Microsoft is tackling the Asian market that PlayStation has dominated for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to Hideo Kojima fans. I'm not a fan of his games. So,
I just saw an article titled "New Xbox Game Pass Games for August 2022." They're coming out day one, and it's like, okay, cool. What is it? Turbo Golf Racing, 2 Point Campus, and Midnight Fight Express, which I think is actually further down in this list.
So, out of all of those, 2 Point Campus is the only one I'm actually interested in.
That's because I've played 2 Point Hospital and it was okay.
I've not played that yet.
Have you not?
No, I need to.
It's funky. It's different.
I played Theme Hospital back in the day, which is what it's based on. So
yeah. Midnight Fight Express is down in the next part of the same list. So I feel
like we should start speeding through some of these.
Yeah. This is right. Here we go. How fast can we do this?
Okay, Tom, I'm leaving it to you, mate.
Okay. So the following is a list of announcements that weren't made at the Xbox Bethesda section of Summer Games Fest. So we have Street Fighter 6 has announced a guy called Guile, a new fighter. The Callisto Protocol. It looks like zombies in space. Let's see, what else we got? We have Stormgate, which is a multiplayer RTS, and it is free to play. The trailer looked kind of interesting, but I didn't see much of anything that looked like RTS. We have Alien Dark Descent, which is a single-player game where you lead a fire team through an alien xenomorph outbreak on a moon. It does actually look pretty decent. Less horror-like than any other game in the Alien series at the moment. We have COD Modern Warfare 2. Remember I said they couldn't count higher than 4? Well, we're only at 2 with Modern Warfare. They're releasing a campaign for it. That's all I care about it. That's all you're getting about it. Flashback 2. This was kind of a WTF moment for me because the original Flashback was released in 1993 for the Commodore Amiga, which is a very old computer system. The fact that it's taken it this long to get a sequel and that anyone's even thinking about giving it a sequel is questionable at best. Next up, Fort Solis. It is a space first-person shooter. It actually looks pretty interesting. It's a thriller-type game, so probably in a similar vein to Alien Dark Descent. There is a DLC for the game Outriders called World Slayer. The name is badass. That's all I know about it. Never heard of Outriders. So next we have Witchfire, which is a fantasy shooter where you have powers, which kind of feels similar to Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn in theme, kind of, but it looks pretty damn cool. We have Routine, a survival horror game. The trailer looks fantastic, and that's all I can tell you about it. Actually, there's a creepy-looking robot. That's fun. We have Fall Guys Season 1, but it's actually Season 7. It's just Season 1 since Epic Games bought the studio. Fall Guys is going free to play. It's another game that's been ruined by Epic. Have at it. High Water. It's a look at a world where sea levels have risen. It actually looks kind of interesting. It's kind of similar in vein to Raft, the game, but with more other stuff going on. We have American Arcadia, which is If the Truman Show were a lot darker and a game. It's the Truman Show, but people who aren't popular enough on the ratings get voted out and probably killed. Who knows? We'll find out. Goat Simulator 3, The Search for Goat Simulator 2. That's not the actual subtitle. I just think it should be. They've made another game. Cool. Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's a Marvel game. It's a tactical RPG. It looks terrible. Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course, is a DLC for the game Cuphead. It's that thing with the cup and a head. That's all I know about Cuphead. Other people said it was pretty difficult. We have Neon White. It's a speedrunning first-person shooter. I'm guessing it's what Mirror's Edge could have been if Mirror's Edge was better. Midnight Fight Express, one we just spoke about a minute ago. It is very violent. You basically run through a train and beat everyone up. That's the thing. Warframe expansion. There's an expansion coming for Warframe. There was a trailer for it. That's all I can tell you. I know nothing about Warframe. Honkai Star Rail, again from the studio that bought you Genshin Impact. It is a turn-based space adventure. Zenless Zone Zero, again from Genshin Studio. It is an urban action RPG, whatever those words mean in that order. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It is basically Street Fighter 6, but in a pixel style and with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Less direct combat, more fighting other things, but it's a game. Humankind is coming to console. All I know about Humankind is they paid YouTubers to play it. I remember that happening. It's the only Killian Experience video I haven't watched. We have One Piece Odyssey. It is a game based on the One Piece anime/manga series. All I know about it is there's some pirates. Soul Hackers 2. The trailer doesn't give us much, and that's all I have to say about it. We have Capcom Arcade Second Stadium. It is basically Capcom saying, look, here's all our old crap. We put it in a new box now. Have at it. They're probably going to charge you £60 for it. Metal Hellsingers. It is a rhythm shooter. It looks pretty good. So far, they have music from the bloke from System of a Down and some other metal music. It is pretty metal. Like, obviously, metal's in the name. It looks sick. Nightingale is a survival crafting game. It looks actually fantastic from the trailer. But there's too many survival crafting games now, so go away. We have Saints Row Boss Factory, which is design your own. We can't be bothered to release the game yet, or the game's not finished. So you can design a thing to go in it, and I've already seen people making Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, so that's already good. Layers of Fears. It is something horrific. That's as far as I got. That's as much as you're getting. Gotham Knights. Batman's family takes on the role or something. So it's like you got Catwoman and Robin and two other people. Don't know. Yeah, it's Batman. You have Warhammer 40k Darktide. It is a game. It's a Warhammer co-op first-person shooter. It is the only way that you're going to afford Warhammer without remortgaging your house. So go for it. We have the multiplayer for The Last of Us on PlayStation 5. It's The Last of Us. It's multiplayer. And, yep, it's on PlayStation 5. We have The Last of Us coming to HBO. This isn't a game. Get out of my list. And The Last of Us Part 1, they have misspelled remaster as Part 1. Was that fast enough for you?
Funny thing is, he literally read most of those notes verbatim.
Yeah. I did it. I was looking at the script on one screen. I had the Games Radar page up on the other, so I could grab like extra notes if I need it. But yeah, there we go. That's everything announced at like the general events at Summer Games Fest.
And of course, there was also other Sony things like Final Fantasy, which I was more interested in than most of this entire list.
Yeah, there was Final Fantasy, and I left that out to spite Burridge.
Yep.
To remind him that we are not friends.
we only do this because we have to.
We only do this because we said we would. Outside of this, we hate each other.
We really do.
I'm going to go and shit in his cornflakes. Oh, bloody. Oh, I need to take a breath a minute. That was a lot of speaking.
Would you like me to read your next part instead?
Nah, it's okay.
All right, you're good.
Right, so let's talk about Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, or WWDC. As if two major announcements from Apple a year weren't enough. I'm good at typing. Weren't enough. I did write this script while intoxicated for the most part, so that explains a lot. Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference has come along to improve our lives and lighten our wallets, as always, because, you know, they never used to announce products at this, but now they're like, a third slot a year where we can sell you more things. Have at it, lads. What's new? For the users of the iPhone like myself, we have, users of the iPhone like myself, excluding everyone before the iPhone 7 now, including the 6S and the SE. We have iOS 16. There is no redesign. It is basically just a patch at this point.
Although they did add some like little features that are already on things like Android, right? Like you could change like the panels and stuff.
They've got some better functionalities now.
Yeah.
There was something that was finally coming to it, but I forgot to write it down, and I can't be bothered to look it up. Oh, actually, hold on, I've got it here. Why? It's got a customizable lock screen and many other new features. Thanks, Mac Rumors. That narrows it down. Messages has things. Oh, you can undo send on messages now.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Enhanced Apple Maps. Still worse than Google Maps. Let's just say it as it is. Something about family sharing, a safety check. The Home app has been completely redesigned for all 8 people that use Apple HomeKit. Shout out to Brazam, he uses Apple HomeKit. One of the only people I know that does. Improvements to spatial audio with the AirPods. Good news for me who has AirPods. Bad news for you. I guess you're indifferent if you don't have them. Or whatever. The public beta will be available next month in July. And we will finally be able to see the There we go. That was the big improvement. We will finally be able to see the Wi-Fi network password. I mean, I've got mine memorized, but, I wish iOS had the functionality of Android where you can just get a QR code and scan it, and that's it. You're on the network. That's the improvement I want. And you can now you'll be able to translate by just pointing your camera at it, and it will auto translate, much like the same functionality that's been in the Google Translate app for 5 years now, thereabouts. iPadOS 16 for the Burridges of the world who have a.
I've got an iPhone as well, so I'm getting all of this.
Yeah. Burridge, you finally get a weather app. Are you pleased about this?
I couldn't care less. I don't need a weather app on my iPad.
Hold on, let me check my weather app. It's not currently raining outside. That's as good as it gets.
No, not raining outside right now, but it has been most of the day.
Yeah, you get Stage Manager and more, because, again, thanks, Mac Groomers, for narrowing this stuff down for me.
I mean, I can talk a little bit about this, because this one I was more interested in, because they've improved the multitasking on it, which is great for someone like me who has the M1 iMac. God damn it, it's all the same. The
iPad, that's the word we're looking for.
The iPad Pro, because I have the M1 iPad Pro. It's, the improved multitasking is great. And also, they're going to be supporting second monitors now. So instead of just duplicating the screen, you now can have a dedicated second monitor, which means you could use it more like a laptop or a desktop system, or, So that's great, except it still won't let you use, full macOS apps. But that's fine, because as of Tuesday, I will have a Mac Mini as part of my collection, so...
As of Tuesday, I will have a Mac Mini.
Which means I get to use iOS 16, iPadOS 16, and macOS Ventura.
macOS Ventura, which is dropping support for older machines. So if you have a Mac from before 2017, like the one sat next to me, but to be fair, I don't think this thing's even eligible for Big Sur. So, you can I hope you like whatever OS you're on right now, because you're not getting anything newer. One thing that I did find really interesting is it allows the use of the iPhone camera as a webcam.
I wonder where they got that idea from.
Sorry, Camo Studio, but you've just lost your business.
I mean, in fairness, I don't need to use Camo anymore, because if I'm going to use the Mac Mini anyway, I can literally just use my iPhone through my Mac Mini now. So, which is great, because it saves a USB slot.
True, saves a USB slot. Bad news, if you have an Intel-based Mac, it will not support some of the features announced.
Which
I'm
I imagine
sure which ones.
Probably because they require ARM-based.
Yeah, the problem with developing for ARM processing versus Intel processing is an entire thing.
Yeah.
I only know about it because Raspberry Pis.
Yes.
Not the delicious dessert either. WatchOS 9 is dropping support for the Apple Watch 3, which is still on sale, so I feel like that's not a good look.
This is Apple, though.
True, this is peak Apple. This is Apple doing Apple things. It comes with new watch faces, enhanced fitness and sleep tracking, and it supports for medication tracking, which is... you could just do by setting alarms or whatever, but actually,
I was going to say that's what Jess does. Just sets alarms. It's like the alarm that went off earlier.
Yeah. Right, let's go with the spiciest update. We have the M2 chip. We've only just got used to having the M1, and they've already released the new flavour, the M2. It supports up to 24 gigabytes of RAM, which is kind of arbitrary, given...
They've added 8 gig to it, basically. Is all they've done on that one.
They've added an extra 8 gig, but it's normally it doubles. So you go 1, 2, You know how doubling works, I hope. If not, ask Siri. So at the moment, the M2 chip is only announced for MacBooks. The M2 MacBook Air starts at $1.25 grand. So if you've got that much money down the back of the sofa, you can treat yourself to a new redesigned MacBook Air. You got bloody minis on my brain now, Burridge. This is your fault. It has a notch now, and it is very redesigned. I feel Apple are going more square with everything, because have you seen the M2?
Yes, I have.
It looks so much more square than the M1 version. I mean, actually, I'd say the chassis hasn't changed much overall. It's just the shape of the bezels.
Yes, yeah, it does seem that way at the moment.
It's a more curved square, but yeah. Other things announced: Apple CarPlay supports multi-display, which is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah,
that means now that if you have something like an electric car that has your main display, but then you've also got your display where your dashboard is, you could potentially have Apple CarPlay do things with that display as well, which is kind of useful. I wish my car supported Apple CarPlay, but Vauxhall, what can you do? And tvOS 16 has been seeded to developers for developing the next TV stuff.
Can I just say, by the way, to end off this little Apple segment, how when we started the podcast like years ago, we were very like, we don't have Apple products, whatever. Yeah.
What's happened?
Spoke a bit about Apple in the last 6 or 7 months, especially since I got my iPhone, which I've had over a year now, by the way. It's been that long has already gone by, and I've already had it a year, which is crazy. I didn't realize until today. But I have an iPhone. You have an iPhone. I've got an iPad Pro. I'm getting a Mac Mini. You've got like 2 different Mac machines because older ones. But either way, you've got them.
Katie's for the summer.
Yeah. So we seem to be moving towards that, but I think it's because the M chips are what interested me in them. Because I'm like, they're doing some really good things, like power-wise, with these chips, and I really want to see what they're like. And like, I'm going to be changing my whole workflow for like writing scripts for Burge and Tom and stuff, because I'm going to be using my Mac Mini for doing all of that and editing all our footage and stuff, and hopefully recording the podcast and setting things up properly within that ecosystem using my iCloud as well. Like, they've literally got everything for me now.
It's all that's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
That's the thing. If I want a game, I've still got my PC plugged in with DisplayPort, but otherwise my Mac Mini will be on HDMI on the same monitor, I just switch between the two as and when I need. And also, the Mac Mini will use a lot less power than my gaming PC does.
Oh, yeah, it uses, like, scarily little. Especially with the M1.
With the current, electric prices, I feel like it's a good move on my part.
It's just like, mug someone for their electricity. Easy.
But yeah, we were kind of not, I was more anti-Apple, to be fair, back in the day, but
I went really anti-Apple after I had a consecutive faulty iPhone 6 Pluses, but now that they've stopped doing the stupid form over function thing. I mean, the devices still look good, but I will say that the iPhone 13 is so rugged because they've gone back to the square edge design of the 3, the 4, the 5. But yeah, I like the camera.
Very good camera, yeah.
And most of the content I intend to produce is vlog style, so I need good cameras. And my EOS 750D can only do 1080-30, so...
You want that smooth footage.
I want that crisp, delicious 4K 60. It does fill up my memory so quick, though.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, let's move on to... We've only got a couple of little mini topics today because... Goodness gracious me, was there a lot of writing.
Those games took a long time.
Yeah. So, the author of the Metro novels has had an arrest warrant issued. What? Books? How does this relate to games? Well, the Metro series of books is actually the games as well. It's all the same stuff. Believe it or not, they share the same name. Who'd have thunk? They're the same thing, basically. But, yeah, so The author of the Metro series has been listed by Russia as most wanted. Are you highlighting that so you can see how hard it is to pronounce?
No. I was just generally looking at up the person.
Oh, Glukhovsky. Yes, Glukov. What's his first name? I've forgotten it.
Dmitry, by the looks of it.
Oh, Dmitry. Dmitry Glukhovsky has spoke out against his home country's aggression against the Ukraine, but it has been confirmed that he is safe and outside of the country. I actually quite enjoy the Metro series. It's good. It's like a horror shooter. Exodus is less like that, but it's a good game. It's nice, and the setting's good, and the books are good as well, what I've read of them. And finally, just to finish everything off, you might remember 9 years ago now, there was an advert, and it got huge impact on like all the news sites and everything. Amazon was looking at delivering things with drones through Amazon Prime Air. 9 years on, they've actually started a limited trial. I had genuinely thought they scrapped the program. I forgot Amazon Prime Air was going to be a thing. The trial is currently limited to the city of Lockford, California. The problem is I'm not entirely sure how viable it will be. I've started flying a drone outside recently, and to do that I have to be a registered drone operator and have a drone license. And per all the regulations I read, you kind of have to be able to see the drone. So you're lucky if you live next door to Amazon Delivery Centre, but if you live further away, you might be out of luck here in the UK. But we will see how it goes in the future.
Good. The way our government is, I'm sure Amazon will pay them enough money to just let them do what they want.
True. It's not very safe, though.
No.
Especially, like, Britain's a small country and it's littered with RAF bases. Like, if I open up, there's an app called Altitude Angel that you can use for drone flying, and it highlights no-fly zones. Even just here, in the middle of nowhere, there is one just due north of us, one 10 miles to the west. It's like some of the biggest empty spaces are Dartmoor and Exmoor around here. Just because so many RAF bases. Bloody Britain. Shake my head. But yeah, we'll have to see how viable it is. Although, saying that, a lot of Amazon distribution centres are near airports, so that's massively problematic for putting drones in the air. Yeah, because they name all of their distribution centres in the UK after the nearest airport.
Yeah.
So for Exeter, if they have one at Exeter, it'll be whatever Exeter's code is, EXE?
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
But it's like LTN is Luton and whatever. So if they're building them right under aircraft flight paths, good luck, Amazon. You are going to need a lot of lawyers, which I'm sure you have. And yeah, that is us all done for this episode of Burge and Tom Rambling On. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, you can subscribe to Burge and Tom over on YouTube or follow our podcast on your favourite podcast source. If you really like what you've heard, then you can support us over on Patreon. If you want to get involved with the community, you can join our Discord or reach out on Twitter. We might look at it. The links to all these and more are available over at burgeandtom.com. As always, I've been Tom.
And I've been Burge.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next time with less lists and more nonsense.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.